Hello friends, welcome to my Princess Diana channel. Before moving on to the video, if you are not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so let's move on to the video. Is ARO's initial product going to be a disaster for Meghan? Meghan has unveiled her first jar of unappetizing jam, sparking speculation about its origins and the potential for consumer interest. Before delving into the story, may I ask if you have a preference for jams? Today's topic may evoke feelings of sweetness and potential overwhelm, along with the possibility of a sugar rush. Let's start with some context. While scrolling through Instagram, I observed a post by Tracy James, the wife of Paramount chairman Brian Robbins, featuring a jar of jam from Meghan's American Riviera Orchard brand. It appears that Meghan has distributed these products to her inner circle as part of her promotional tactics. However, the question arises, would anyone risk trying this dubious jar of jam? Firstly, the legitimacy of the jam jar is in doubt due to a carelessly attached label that leaves one questioning the quality of its contents. I have reservations about whether this jar has undergone the necessary FDA scrutiny. The flimsy label and messy packaging imply that the product might fall short of FDA standards. Perhaps Meghan hurried its release in response to criticisms that she lacked items to sell. California imposes stringent rules on the labeling of artisanal foods, so I hope for clarification on the label requirements. The absence of detailed information is disquieting, and there's a possibility that California may mandate the inclusion of cancer warning labels on most of Meghan's products. The unfolding events will be intriguing to witness. Despite these challenges, I anticipate that Meghan's boutique business model will face hurdles in thriving. Her approach leans more towards a conventional business style rather than a handmade one, but it could be advantageous for her to utilize a commercial kitchen. By operating through a commercial kitchen, Meghan might have the opportunity to sell her jam. Given the stringent food safety regulations in place for selling to consumers, she can't solely manage everything on her own. Should she attempt to mislead Netflix viewers with false claims, she risks facing a negative public response. It is also notable that Meghan likely isn't personally preparing the jam and may not even have the authorization to do so. Typically, home cooks use 8 ounces jars, whereas the jar she appears to use is approximately 4 ounces, indicating a rather small size. Are you intrigued by what's inside? The deep red substance can seem rather unsettling. One wouldn't discern whether it's jam or chili sauce until the jar is opened. She could opt for names like Guava Paradise, Raspberry Paradise, Etizette, or similar options. I can understand her challenge in renaming the jars to ensure they appear distinctive. Yet Meghan might not realize that many consumers are highly selective and may opt against purchasing a product lacking detailed packaging information. Why didn't she choose a name for the jam such as Guava Paradise, Heavenly Raspberry, etc.? Something along those lines. Although it may come across as pretentious, it's expected given Meghan's inclination to omit specific details, leading to ambiguity and bewilderment for everyone involved. I'm curious if the intention behind this was to grab attention. I highly doubt that Markle venturing into the jam-making business is a good idea. Making jams requires precise measurements and timing. Any mistakes can lead to producing something either inedible or potentially harmful. I question her ability to accurately follow a recipe that calls for large amounts of sugar cup after cup. It's possible that she doesn't understand the role sugar plays in jam making, even in healthier recipes. Her knowledge gap might extend to distinguishing between freezer jam and processed jam. I'm skeptical that she even consumes jam herself. It's plausible that she's simply repackaging small batches as gifts to create the illusion of having her own brand. Should she ever decide to mass-produce jams, she might opt to purchase from a larger manufacturer, repackage them, and sell them at a higher price point. It's unlikely that she'll actually engage in the production process for selling jams or any other products. If she didn't outsource production to some undisclosed manufacturer, then where did she produce the jams? The location of this kitchen is something I'm extremely interested in learning about. Is it perhaps situated in an Olive Garden restaurant? If that's the case, I definitely wouldn't buy any jams made there. Non-commercial kitchens raise concerns about hygiene, and if she were producing there, it could lead to legal repercussions with the state of California. Selling food prepared at a non-commercial kitchen is heavily regulated in California. Is Meghan being too formal by claiming to work in the kitchen? Perhaps she could have just purchased Welch's jelly, some jars from Etsy, and had an intern design some labels. However, the label does not accurately indicate what's inside. For instance, is it really lemon jam? It doesn't seem to resemble that at all. Let's not delve into the safety concerns of this jam jar, as I have some insights to share. I have never encountered this peculiar jam scenario before. Typically, such practices are reserved for exclusive, limited edition runs of specialty items like wine. During my time in California, I supported local distilleries by joining their spirits club. As members, we receive seasonal shipments and access to unique experimental products that are only available to club members. For instance, their regular vodka can be purchased year-round at the tasting room or local stores, but the pink vodka is exclusively obtainable through the club and is allocated a specific quantity. This scarcity emphasizes its special nature. Moreover, they sometimes withhold and further age certain whiskey barrels, releasing them in special, numbered editions. This personalized touch adds to the allure. Meghan appears to be emulating this approach by artificially creating an aura of rarity and exclusivity on each bottle. She seems keen on portraying everything as limited batch runs to target a niche market, but this strategy may not be sustainable from a business perspective. Manufacturing small batches of everything while turning a profit is an arduous task that I must acknowledge that she struggles to generate income due to the nature of handmade small-batch food products, which are typically organic and have a limited freshness period, i.e., no shelf life. Businesses that focus on selling small quantities of organic handmade jams and specialty foods usually operate as brick-and-mortar establishments, where you are responsible for the physical location. Profiting from such ventures is exceptionally challenging and is often driven purely by passion. As the video has already been lengthy, I will summarize and conclude some key points. Initially, the photograph seems manipulated and fake. It was shared on the Instagram account Sussex Daily and tagged Tracy Robbins. Additionally, Robbins did not seem enthusiastic about posting the image of the jam jar. Secondly, it is hard for me to believe that anyone of importance would endorse content as an advertisement with a hashtag. These images require time to create and capture, unlike the other family-oriented photos on her Instagram. This is why individuals are hesitant to associate with Meghan, as her supporters fabricate images to imply endorsement of their products. Lastly, the lack of proper attachment and essential legal details on the label indicates that the product is not genuine. Meghan needs to enhance her business practices to achieve success. She needs to improve her organization and develop clear, strategic plans instead of relying on a chaotic approach to selling jam. Let's ruin the future. Despite King Charles offering the opportunity to return, Meghan and Harry declined. Meghan Markle's request for an apology from the British royal family after King Charles's offer to return to Balmoral Castle has sparked questions about whether she is overlooking a significant opportunity. If the royal family were to issue an apology, Meghan would view herself as being affirmed as the primary victim. The media attention and public empathy she would garner might be considered a triumph by her. This circumstance further enables Meghan to shape the media's storytelling. The King's invitation has now become fuel for Meghan to overshadow headlines and generate buzz. She may never tire of engaging in these media games, raising doubts regarding Meghan's true motives for demanding an apology from the royal family. This demand could be a strategic move to prevent her return to the UK, possibly rooted in her perceived mistreatment by the late Queen. It is unlikely that any current royal family member will apologize, suggesting Meghan's request may serve more as a tactic to maintain distance. Harry's ambiguous stance and possible lack of understanding of Meghan's grievances indicate a deeper misunderstanding between them. Meghan's calculated actions seem aimed at painting herself as a victim and reinforcing her separation from the royal family. Despite her tactics, the tide may be turning, as even Harry could start to see through her vanity and manipulation. If the royal family refuses to comply, Meghan's insistence on an apology could be interpreted as a ploy to garner sympathy by portraying herself as a victim. However, this deceitful merry-go-round she is riding may soon come to an end, requiring her to devise fresh tactics to regain public trust, as her current narrative risks becoming stale. Not many people do, but a paid fandom can only be sustained for a limited time. This fact failed to tarnish the reputation of the scandalous royal family due to their shocking actions. Do you agree that Meghan refuses to acknowledge being exiled by the royal family? It is evident that the royal family has no regard for her. They are aware that they are dealing with individuals facing mental health challenges. However, she is reluctant to concede her fear of public disapproval. Instead, she chooses to blame the royal family for neglect and deception. Let's set aside this issue for now. To spice things up and avoid excessive focus on apologies, let's delve into the past. Remember the time when the deceitful couple, Harry and Meghan, departed from England and the royal family? Fast forward 4 years, after 72 working days as a royal, Meghan Markle had meetings even before tying the knot to return to Hollywood. Reports suggest that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have grown even stronger since stepping away from their royal duties last year. As per author and journalist Omid Scobie, the couple is flourishing post their departure from the royal family and relocation to the US. Scobie added, "They appear to be in a much better place than before." Meghan famously stated that simply surviving was not adequate. They are now thriving, a notion that exudes positivity. It is noted that Harry is now unburdened by the constraints faced by other working royals. The prince has found a strong ally in Meghan Markle, who champions his beliefs and has given him confidence, as per a source. Additionally, reports suggest the Duchess of Sussex is distancing herself from royal family tensions. Royal reporter Omid Scobie mentioned that Meghan, at 42, is moving forward while her husband, Prince Harry, still has unresolved issues to address. Far from showing weakness, Meghan appears to be supporting her husband and disengaging from the drama. As for the alleged need for an apology, it relates to a wedding valued at £30 million. The family hub, which not even Catherine received, poses questions about a potentially excessive number of staff or whether the Queen exiled her, as mentioned earlier. Subsequently, the royal family might find themselves apologizing for approving the marriage, hosting an opulent chapel wedding, and granting titles. Meghan's seemingly playful remarks prompt speculation about her sincerity, as any such apologies would be unprecedented. These comments suggest a deceptive tactic on Meghan's part, portraying her as a fabricator who weaves intricate yet inconsistent tales. She is avoiding facing the consequences of her actions and words by making unjust demands she knows she will never receive, providing her with a convenient excuse to stay away. In truth, she owes numerous apologies for her behavior, revealing her true unpleasant nature. Despite the privileges granted to her and her husband by the British royal family, her actions have shown her ingratitude. As Harry and Meghan continued to engage in legal battles and public disputes, it became evident that the royal family made considerable efforts to support them, portraying the couple in a negative light. They failed to accept responsibility for their damaged reputations, while the royal family showed them excessive leniency. Even the children were brought into the situation, with Meghan using them as distractions to avoid addressing custody issues. By falsely claiming she will only take them if the king apologizes publicly and fears for their safety in the UK, she manipulates the media and avoids the truth. The primary concern in this situation is that she might not be able to bring her children with her when visiting the UK or seeing her close friends in the US. She will usually travel by herself or with Sperry. If she does take her kids somewhere, we'll only see unclear images of them. Hypothesis: Meghan is worried about her children's safety in the UK, as she is afraid that someone might collect a child's DNA from a hair strand or a used cup, providing evidence that these children are not hers. This could be why she keeps them hidden from sight and access. Ultimately, this seems to be her main reason. She declined to go to England and requested an apology from the royal family to conceal the fact that her children were non-existent. In my opinion, Meghan's best course of action would be to reintegrate with the British royal family if her claims about her children are untrue. That's it for our video, my friends. I hope you have liked it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like the video. If you haven't done so yet, if you want to be first to be informed about my content, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on notifications. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself and stay healthy. I'll see you in the next one.